Hey, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to post this video. First off, sorry about the hair. Been out on the lake all day. It's a mess. Um, I was gonna do a fishing video on the water on the Shearwater 125. There she is, back in the garage. But I got in a rush this morning. My fishing partner didn't hear his alarm, so we put us behind a little bit. So I rushed out of the house, left my GoPro and all the batteries, so that was a big mess. The kayak handled great today. I was out on Cumberland at Memorial Day weekend. There was a lot of boat traffic this afternoon. It was a nice day. I got a little sunburnt, so it was real hot. Everybody was out ripping and running, wakeboarding, and it handled the waves great. It was actually some pretty good sized waves out there too. I was kind of nervous, hitting out towards the main stretch of water there, and I didn't have one wave come over the bow. I didn't have anything come over the bow. I did notice though, in my previous videos, I said I didn't notice a problem with the X-Drive pod leaking at all. Around the edges, I noticed, some people were saying it would leak. When I took it out, when I first got it, I was in a pretty isolated, protected area down here at my local lake, and there was no, wind, no waves, so I didn't notice. Getting out there today, I noticed that some water will come through, especially when you're moving, or if you're trying to get on it and get to moving on the pedal drive. It will slosh water up through that seal, and these tabs get pretty loose because they were tight, and then they got loose. I don't know if maybe the seal in there compressed or what, but I did notice water coming in around the pod and coming back. So I pulled my scupper plugs, and they did their job, and they got the water right out. This boat, I got it to push on my graph. It showed me I was going 5.2 miles an hour with the pedal drive, giving it all I had. So this boat will get up and move, and it'll cut some waves. Fishability is great. I can stand up on it. I can flip a jig. I can make long casts with a crankbait, a swim bait. I can make good, accurate casts without worrying about falling off. It's real stable. It's real stable out there on the water. Like I said, I took it out down here in the little protected cove, and I said it was stable, but it was not really a true on the water test. Once again, I apologize. I meant to grab my GoPro, and I didn't. I wanted to get some good video. First tournament in it, came in fourth. I had second and third there for a while, but there towards the afternoon when the boat traffic got bad, I was mainly fishing main lake. It just got hard for me, and I couldn't put the bait where I wanted it. So I couldn't bring in a fish this afternoon, and then with about 30 minutes left in the tournament, I found them again, and I actually got on them pretty good, but nothing that would help me. And I had a feeling if I would have kept on that bank, if I had another hour, 30 minutes, I'd have done pretty good. So a little frustrating, but not bad. First tournament, fourth place in the kayak, so it was all good. The only other thing I wanted to mention was that back to that seal around the X-Drive pod, I put an extra seal in there. My dealer gave me extra seal stripping. They gave me extra stripping, and I put that in there, and it's tight now. I did it after I got home, so I don't know what it's gonna do, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna leak now. Before the hinges would just slide. I mean, I could move them with one finger and lock and unlock them, and now they're tight. So I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Or obviously it's not gonna go anywhere, but I don't think water's gonna get in anymore. It did rain on me for a bit. It downpoured for about 10-15 minutes earlier, and it drained the water right out of the boat. That's another thing I was wondering, is how it would drain out rainwater. Like I said in my other video, I'm a fair weather kayak fisherman. I don't go out in the rain. It was 80 and sunny, and then all of a sudden one black cloud dumped rain on me for, like I said, about 10-15 minutes or so. And of course it was right towards the end of the day. That's when I was getting all those bites, you know, when that black cloud rolled in and blocked the sun, and it just turned them fish on for a short bit. But yeah, I wanted to make the video. I told you guys I'd make a video out in it, but I didn't get to. I tried to make one on my phone, and it just didn't turn out good. So I'm not even gonna mess with that one. But all in all, it performed great. I really like it. It's stable. It's comfortable. I was in it for 8 hours today, and my back doesn't hurt. My knees don't hurt. The only thing that hurts is the sunburn on my legs. That's about it. I think I traveled. I looked at the graph. I've got the battery out over there charging, so I can't look at it now, but I believe it said I went like 7 or 8 miles today total. So I did a little bit of paddling, and it held up. It held up really good. The only thing that you might want to think about is I might want to hook up these foot peg cables. I might want to hook those up. Just because when I get with the wind, I noticed today, sorry, we got some fire trucks coming. When I'm going with the wind, I noticed that, you know, you need to steer yourself a little bit. You know, you can lock this in, you can tighten this up a little bit, this brake right here, and it'll hold, but everyone knows the wind changes and moves, and, you know, you got little waves that'll move you around. So I noticed that I was not constantly, but pretty frequently, I was having to reach over and adjust. And I just feel like it would be so much easier if I had the foot pedals hooked up. That way I can just work it with my feet and not necessarily need to pedal, because you don't need to move. You know, the wind's pushing you, or the current or whatever, just to keep you off the bank. Is my big thing. Today I ended up drifting into a couple trees where I couldn't get down to that handle quick enough, where I was fighting a fish, or if I was trying to get an accurate cast. Everybody knows you make that good cast right next to the tree, you're going to bring it past that tree. You don't care where the boat's drifting at that moment. You're just going to do your best to get it in the strike zone. And me doing that, I drifted into a couple trees. If I had the foot pegs hooked up, I could have just pushed on one side and the rudder turned, and it kind of guide me out away from the trees. But all in all, a few little things here and there, but mostly great. I love it. It worked out perfect, and I can't wait to get out there and make an actual video of me fishing, catching fish. Today would have been a good day. I caught like 10 fish, so kind of spaced out though. Like I said, I had about a 3-hour window where I didn't catch anything, so I am going to make a video on the water. Stay tuned.